But at the time they didn't tell anybody. What they did is they put 4 pegs into the ground to mark out their claim. Before they registered their claim, they managed to pick up approximately 17.5 kilos of gold. Bailey took that gold back, he resupplied, he packed his horses and he snuck out of town. People saw him leave and they followed. And people followed in their tens. Hundreds of people arrived, thousands of people arrived. This piece of land just outside of the city centre back then, and they started construction in
down those stairs there.
Maybe taking photos of sitting on top of the plastic. The only plastic there is that Perspex base. The reason we use Perspex, we have to, it's 17 times tougher than glass. It has to be tough because what it's holding up is not a piece of plastic. This is the world record holder. It is the biggest real and solid gold coin in the world. The Queen came to Perth in 2011 for the Commonwealth Heads of State meeting. The Western Australian government and the Perth didn't want to make something very special. We did. We made the world's biggest gold coin. Still to this day, it holds the record. Now, as it turns around, you'll notice it's got a kangaroo on one side. Next to the kangaroo, it has 4 nines. The 4 9 signifier has a minimum gold purity of 99. Coins Act, it has been given an official legal tender value of $1 million. If you own this coin and you roll it down to the bank, because it's officially legal tender, the bank manager is obliged to accept it. You get your $1 million. And that's a very stupid thing to do. Because this is a 1 ton gold kangaroo coin. To be precise, it weighs about 1,012 kilos. At today's gold price, it's worth $170 million worth of gold sitting there a couple of metres in front of you. And two at the Mint in Canberra, they make the Australian $1 coin. That Australian $1 coin is money made out of copper and aluminium. It costs 14 cents to manufacture. 29 million 2-cent pieces, over 26 million 1-cent pieces were minted here. In the 1960s, in the form of a bullion bar and a bullion coin. Now, bullion bars and bullion coins are simply made bars and coins. You actually buy them for the precious metal content. So they are known as investment bars and coins. Bullion investment, well, you can't buy these in the form of a proof coin. Unlike a bullion coin, it comes down this way. Like fine sand or pieces. It's easier to find a one carat diamond than it is a 1 ounce gold nugget. Please do not go in the other rooms just yet. Stay in this area. I'll call you through a bit later on.
And predicted the economic future. On Hoover's revelations in the history up until 1963, position I now hold. Hoover was like the company that would later become Rio Tinto. And famously, he became the 31st President of the United States.
Upside down, let's try it.
How you doing, folks? You come around this side as well, folks. There's seats on this side as well, folks, if you want to come in. This gold bar has a minimum gold purity of 99.99%. It is 150 troy ounces, which is about 4.5 kilos. I'm going to place this into the crucible on the furnace. Okay, so that's going to go in there. I'm going to lower this in a moment, and when it melts, it's going to come up to about this line here. It's going into that induction furnace. It has come on. It'll come up to a temperature of about 1,250 degrees. 1,250 degrees. But gold's melting point is just below that. It's 1,063.7 degrees. It will take approximately 10 to 15 minutes for that gold bar to go from a solid state into a molten liquid state. So while it's heating up and melting, I'm just going to tell you a bit more about the refining process. So we used to get those doré bars, they used to write to us, and we need to remove the impurities. They used to put them into one of these. This is known as a crucible. I'll talk about these a bit later. They put the doré bars into the crucible, they place them into a furnace and they close the lid. They heated up that furnace to around 1,200 degrees. We used gas back then. And gold's melting point is 1,063.7. And most of the other metals in there, mainly silver, copper, zinc, lead, they will melt below 1,200 degrees. And when they're all molten inside with the gold, what they do is they blow a chlorine gas into that molten metal. And that'll bring all the lighter metals up to the top where they form a slag and it's wiped off. What's left in the bottom is gold. Are you guys ready? Yeah. For it? Yeah. Look at that, I'm just about to risk my life and all against the yeah. Are you ready?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Folks, I'm just going to put on these gloves. Now back in the day, they didn't have fans and stuff like that. They just gave them a leather apron. They had cotton gloves and they upgraded them to asbestos. Yeah, not very healthy. But today, have these gloves, this apron. They have basically an aluminium foil on the outside to reflect the heat. On the underside, they have wool. Wool has a lot of moisture and nitrogen there. There is not enough oxygen in the normal atmosphere for that wool to combust, to catch a light. Okay? And between the wool and the aluminium, there's a layer of synthetic material, very tough material, named Kevlar. Kevlar is very strong. Not only is it fireproof, it's bulletproof as well. Let's not try that second one. Folks, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on my visor, I'm going to turn off the lights, I'm going to come across here, press the button on this panel, that's going to raise the crucible. I can clamp onto that crucible with the molten gold and they come across here and pour it into the mold. Within 10 to 15 seconds of that going into the mold, it has solidified. Although solid, it's very, very hot. I'm going to flip it out on this tray. I'm going to move across here with that red hot gold bar. I'm going to place it in this tub of water. And when I pull it out, no longer red hot, it's going to be gold. Please sit back and enjoy, folks. Liquid gold. And I say was because it's no longer liquid. Within 10 to 15 seconds of that gold going into that bar and has started to solidify. Although solid, it's still very, very hot. It is solid. No liquid coming out. Just a very, very hot gold bar. This is way, way too hot for me to try to pick up with these gloves. If I try to pick this up with these gloves, the gloves will catch on fire. They don't pay me enough money to pick that up. So I'm going to flip it out on this tray and move it across to the tub of water. This is real gold. And thousands of kilometres beneath us, where all the molten metals are, where all that molten gold is, this is what colour it is. It's red hot. When it gets pushed up to the surface, it cools down. When that gold cools down and we pull it out of the ground, it's no longer red hot, it is gold. This is real gold. This and all gold is older than our planet. It was born in the stars 4.6 billion years ago before our planet existed. It's come onto this earth we have extracted out of the ground. We melt and we mould, we cool this 4.6 billion year old metal between 4 to 7 times a day. It does not lose any of its integrity. It does not get harder or softer. It does not corrode, rust or tarnish or change colour. It's 4.6 billion years old and it does a fantastic job. I'm just doing the steam thing there because Mum said it's good for my complexion. It's not working, is it? No, no. As you can see, it's still a bit hot, so I'm going to leave it in the water for a minute or two, then I can pick it up, hopefully without the need for gloves. Not only does the gold do a fantastic job, but so do these crucibles. Although they look like metal, they're not, they're actually clay. The reason they look like metal because on the outside is carbon graphite. Carbon turns into a few things. It turns into graphite, also turns into diamonds. Graphite is an excellent conductor, not only of electricity but also of heat. It has great thermal transference, but graphite is great at heat resistance. It doesn't melt below below 3,600 degrees Celsius. Yeah? Gold's melting point is less than a third of that. But graphite is also a very, very good lubricator that does not attract dirt and grime. And that's why locksmiths use graphite in your keyholes. And we don't want dirt and grime in the gold. These cost $150 new. These smaller ones cost $60 new. They withstand temperatures in excess of 1,600 degrees Celsius. Unfortunately, after using them for, every day in and out, clamping with the tongs, they start to break down. After a few weeks, they start to look like this. No longer worth $150. It's all good. I'm going to give it a quick try on this very expensive towel. This is a very expensive towel. As I dry it like this, little bits of gold go into the towel. No, you cannot have the towel. The towel and my gloves go in that red barrel at the end. They go to the refinery so they can extract the gold out of it. This is real gold. This gold bar weighs 150 troy ounces, which is about 4.5 kilos. It has a purity of 99.99%, and it is worth around $750,000. $750,000. I can't even touch this because I'm not a very fast runner. That's why she's standing over there, super security lady. Folks, you can't touch this gold bar, but see that doorway directly opposite? That is the entry to the vault, the historic vault.